back to my channel. My name is Latoya Nicole. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join the game. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to get straight into the video. Oh yeah, make sure before we get into the video, make sure you guys leave a comment below with video ideas. I have some pranks coming. I have a maintenance vlog coming. So yeah, make sure you stay with me. Make sure you hit that like. Again, comment below with your video ideas. Don't leave me hanging, you guys. If you know a friend, give them my name, let them subscribe to my channel. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video. So this video, if you can tell by the title, this is going to be when I was homeless at the age of 13. So yeah, one day I was cleaning, doing my normal routine as I normally do. So I got up, it was a Saturday, I remember. Friday, it was during the summer, because I remember getting up and I was doing my morning routine where I normally get up around 5 o'clock. So I normally get up around 5 o'clock, do a little bit of cleaning or whatever. And I remember when I got to the living room, I was doing some sweeping, about to sweep the porch or whatever. And I remember getting a letter, I saw a letter attached to the door. So I went to go pull the letter off the door and I went to look at it. And basically it was an eviction notice. I was kind of young, but really in the back of my head, I knew what it was, but then I didn't know what it was. So I went in the house and I told my oldest sister, I showed her, and she was like, I think it's a eviction notice, we got to get out or whatever. So then, I called my cousin up. I went to my mama's job. I didn't want to call her while she was working, so I went up there and I gave her the letter, letting her basically know that, we got an eviction notice. Keep in mind, it was a shock to me because one thing for sure, my mama always taught me and my older sister how to handle business. So I will always be with her when we go to pay the rent. So I know the rent was paid. And sometimes she would just send me in sometimes to go pay the bill. So I knew for a fact that the rent was being paid or whatever through Western Union. So when we got the eviction, my mom was like, well, she acted so nonchalant, like it was okay. But in the back of my mind, like, where we going? And I know she had to be strong because she had, 6 kids. And I know she was like, dang, I'm at work. I got this news, like, what I'm going to do with my kids. So I remember her coming home and she was like, it is what it is, because I was praying to God with the man she was with at the time. She was like, I was praying to God that he break me loose from this situation. Of course, I always believe in when you pray to God, make sure you're specific with anything that you praying about. Like, it don't matter what it is. Like, if you don't want to be with a man, make sure that you pray and say, God, don't put me in a situation where I'll lose my house or where I'll be in a bad spot, whatever. Be specific, basically, is what I'm saying. So, yeah, that's what she been praying to God about. So she felt like this was her sign to, end the relationship. So we trying to figure out, where we're going to go. I know it had to been hard on her. And like I said, she always taught me and my older sister how to handle business. So, if you see me looking up and if you hear something in the background, my baby's asleep. She's moving, so I was just checking. But, yeah, she always taught us how to handle business. So, it's like, we trying to figure it out with her. Although we young, we trying to figure it out with her. My sister was 14 at the time. She's a year older than me. So, we're trying to figure out. We had it established with my stepdad at the time where we was going to go to a hotel room for a week. I went with him to a payphone at that time because I don't even know why I went to a payphone because we had a house phone. But we went to the payphone to call his boss. His boss was going to pay the rent up for whatever was back. Because keep in mind, we didn't know that she had already filed bankruptcy. I didn't know what bankruptcy was anyway. I did not know what bankruptcy was. But they had already filed Chapter 13. So they filed bankruptcy before. And now we got this eviction notice. We got to get out. So at this point, me and my sister with my stepdad talking to his boss, trying to get him to pay the back rent up or whatever so that we can, quote unquote, the back rent. So that we can, have our living situation under control. So the boss agreed to, pay the back rent, but it's going to be like a week or two, he said, before he can pay it. So, of course, we was going to a hotel, got calm, trying to be calm for the little siblings. And I remember my mom got home from work and her and my stepdad got into an argument. And she was like, okay, let's just leave it alone. He kept going on with the argument or whatever. And she was like, okay, I'm done with the situation. Like, it ain't going to be no room, no nothing. This is where it get real interesting. So after she said that, I immediately went into panic mode. Like, what are we going to do? Like, what are we gonna do? My mom wasn't making no money. She was making minimum wage at the time. He was the breadwinner. Again, like I said, the rent was being paid. It's gonna be a part 2 of me explaining that, but the rent was being paid. So after she said that, we basically had all our stuff out. We like everything moved fast. Like it was the stores. Like 2 days later, we had a store. We was moving things out the house. Then boom, we had to get out. We had to get out. So, and we were staying in a hotel, and it was me and my mom and her 5 girls. Well, my other 4 siblings, but it was my mom and her 5 girls. We were all in that one hotel room with 2 beds. And it was just hectic. Like it was just a lot. It was like she had to go to work, and we had to try to figure out where we're gonna be at within the time frame during the day while she was at work, because she didn't get off work until like sometime during the week. It'd be like 11 o'clock. During the weekend it was like 1 o'clock. So it was either, we were young at that age, so she didn't want to leave us in a hotel room by herself. So we she tried her best. She tried her best to keep us together. She did. But eventually, staying in that hotel room, we had to end up splitting because, for one, the hotel room was being too expensive. And I believe at that time, Mama may have been bringing home $300 a week at the most. I mean, it may have been $400 sometimes, but majority of the time it was like $300. So the hotel room was being expensive. And of course, again, she got 5 girls. So she will get home like 1 o'clock. During the week, again, it'd be 11 o'clock. On the weekend, it'd be 1. So during the week, at 11, she'll come to the hotel room, whatever. We'll all meet together at the hotel room. And then she will have to take us to school early in the morning. So I can imagine how she felt when she didn't have us while we was in school. Like it was just her in that hotel room by herself. I could imagine how much she cried out and said, why? Why do I have to live like this with my kids? I can imagine. But not one time did I ever saw Mama break. Like I'm sorry, give me a moment. Okay, I'm sorry. That was a touchy subject for me, but yeah, I just could imagine, like, me being a mom. I know she probably was like God, like, why me? Like, why do I have to live like this? Like, why me? Like, I'm so faithful. I mean, like, I don't understand why it's me. But like I say, I never saw Mama break. I never saw her crack. I never saw her sad. I never saw her the look in her eyes of defeat. I never saw her not having an answer to a way out, if you feel what I'm saying. So I remember one day there was an opening a little bit up the road from where my family stayed at, and we ended up moving our stuff out the storage there. Again, when we left that house and went to that hotel, I felt so sorry for my stepdad. Like, it's like, where was he going? Where would he go? You know what I mean? He was the breadwinner for his family. So where would he go? And I was sad about that, and I told Mama that. But yeah, we ended up moving into a home. It was a 4-bedroom home, which was like big enough for a 6 family, with 5 kids and one adult. So we moved there, started struggling a lot. But y'all, this process of being homeless was a little bit too much for me. Like, there were times where I wanted to talk, and I had one best friend at the time, and it was so, like, I don't even understand how I remained strong. Like, I really didn't. But it felt like, yeah, we were homeless, but it didn't felt like we were homeless because my mama didn't break. She didn't break. It was like, oh yeah, we stay in the hotel room, but I'm gonna feed y'all. She worked at a restaurant, so whatever was left at the restaurant at the end of the night before they go, she would just bring it home. At that time, they could have bring it home. She would bring it home for us to eat. So it was like, my kids got food to eat. They got shelter. They got, we got a vehicle. We're going to make the best of this situation. And the reason why I say homeless is because we had a home and now we're in a hotel. So that's why I say homeless. Y'all, we're going to need a part 2 because after we move into this home, I want to say it was all hell. Like, it's like my mama, she was a single parent at that time because, yeah, she's a single parent because my dad, well, she really wasn't, but my dad wasn't there for us. But my stepdad, he was there for us. Like, he raised us like as if we was his. Not everybody perfect. So it was like, now it's just her. She just the only person working. So, of course, me and my sister was forced to get a job. I got a job in the 9th grade. My sister got a job 9th grade as well. So yeah, we was forced to go to work because who want to see their mama struggle? And when I say it was a struggle, it was a struggle. Like, it was rough, okay? But y'all, we need a part 2, because when I tell you everything my mama said was true when she prayed about that. And that's what God was trying to tell her. Like, y'all ain't gonna believe the results after this show. But after we moved in that house, y'all, we became homeless again, man. Again. Like, my mama couldn't afford to keep the lights on. The light, for some reason, at that house, it was like $2,000. Like, I never seen a light bill that high. But the light bill was like $2,000. Of course, she wasn't bringing that much money home. Me and my sister on minimum wage, barely making money because we in school. I remember one day we came home from school. It was like 9 o'clock at night. The police came and y'all, they kicked us out the house. Kicked us out. None of our clothes, no nothing. Kicked us out that house. Okay, had no sympathy. No sympathy whatsoever. No. He was behind on rent. And the landlord went, he must have knew a police officer. And they evicted us out the house at 9 o'clock at night. They came in there and told us we had to get out. But yeah, thank you guys for watching my video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Again, I got more pranks coming. I gotta get ready with me coming. I got a maintenance vlog coming. Yo, we lit. Come join the crew, okay? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. You guys have a wonderful week and stay safe. See you in the next one.